Oh man, folks, what is happening tonight? I've been reading some Stephen King, and I've been getting a little horrified myself. We're here at the Keag Haus tonight with the 2021 Pumpkin Ale. Yeah, I'm gonna let that just set in to your bones for a second as I talk about this one, because woo, man. I mean, I don't know if you were a part of this three-part series, but we are at part number 4, and we are at the best part. It's the part that we drank this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We went through all this stress, all this craziness. You know, it's about time we kick back and knock back this motherfucking 2021 pumpkin ale, man. Woo! And like I tell you what, man, like harvest season is over, man. Like had a party here at the house last week and had a good time, 10 people or so turned out. It was crazy, man. We had had ourselves an old fashioned fucking smoke out, so there's that for that. But, let's just bust out this pumpkin ale. Coming in at you about 5.4%. This thing had about like 9.5 to about 10.5 pounds of like butternut squash. Had about 3 pounds or 2.5, probably about 2 and 6/10, 2 and 7/10 pounds of sugar pie pumpkin, But also this malt bill, wow. I mean, I matched almost like I half and halved it. First half was almost about like 55% was like pale malt, and then it's like Vienna malt was kind of a majority mixed with dark Munich, and then like a pound of flaked wheat, pound of Crystal 20, chocolate malt, a small amount of chocolate malt for this pumpkin ale, because that can add some serious color quick. Chocolate malt, but also I had 6 ounces of brown malt. This was the first recipe where I really was like, I think brown malt's more of the like this style. Like I'm going towards like a browner pumpkin ale. So I was like, I want this one to be like a brown ale meets a pumpkin ale, They had a baby or something. So anyway, you got the recipe. You've seen this thing multiple times. Part 4. We're drinking this motherfucker. Got old jack-o'-lantern with me tonight. Got a candle inside it too. Ha! I do it all for you guys. Oh my god. Spices and just... Ooh. I have had a few, folks, so don't worry about that. I have had a few beers. Don't worry about that. Look at that. Oh. Just pour some inside my mouth. Glunk. There you go, jack-o'-lantern. There you go, brother. Yeah, this one is like a dark pumpkin ale, for sure. I've kind of like looked around in like recent years. Like I've always loved the pumpkin ale, but for some reason I have never really like. It's about like 3 or 4 years ago since I've made a good pumpkin ale. Honestly, like I've had some fuck ups in recent years, and it's like beers like it's just like beers that were like a 2.5 because there was a certain funk or something weird. I added a whole hop that was like a little bit like raunchy, or something. But like, yeah, it's been a while since I've had a good pumpkin ale, and I've had a few of these leading up to this, so that's why I'm kind of like very excited about this beer. It's a more on the darker side of the overall pumpkin ales. It's got, dude, check this out: ginger, allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, brown sugar, and a touch of mace. Yeah, that's right, mace. I'm not talking about Puff Daddy's friend. I'm talking about that friggin' crazy ass spice. That is oh so nice. I checked out mace at the local spice store. They had it, It was like it's like row 3, aisle 4 of the spice rack. It's like behind a couple of spices. I had to like look for it. And I drew it up, and there's about a half a good barrel of it, and that thing was sealed up good. I was like, this looks pretty fresh. So mace, I scoped it out. Kind of smells like mace. It's on the nutmeg like side of things. It feels like it's at least like 70% like nutmeg. If nutmeg could like possibly have a baby with like like someone that was like mostly brown sugar but a little bit of like ginger descent, if you will, in the world of spices. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but like that's the spice mace. So which is pretty cool. I think like that's a cool spice to use. Like a little bit of that is one of those like goes a long way kind of thing. So I don't know. That's that. I don't know. I really like this beer. Um, Let me describe it for you, if I can. Let me try to break this down for you. At first, it kind of cuts into you kind of smooth, but then you realize real quick there's like this pumpkin like robustness mixed with like some, I wouldn't necessarily say chocolate. It tastes like when you make like a chocolate chip cookie, it tastes like what the cookie tastes like a little bit. So it's kind of like this more medium mouth feel, but it's on the lighter side at first. But it's like this cool, smooth um, cookie, pumpkin cookie. Cool, smooth pumpkin cookie. Then on the back end is like brown sugar, and you get all those other malts that are in there too, like that Munich and the friggin' you know, especially the brown malt. That's what's so cool about this beer is like it's got brown malt, and I can really taste how this beer tastes a little bit different than every beer I've ever brewed ever, because I've never really messed around too much with brown malt. Like um, I might make like a clone recipe, and it might be like make sure to add in like blah 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 2 ounces of brown malt, blah 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 blah. Something small, but this has 6 ounces in it, a 5 gallon recipe, and I feel like, um, man, it's a really brown malt is. I want to explore that a little bit more, honestly. So, cheers to that, folks. pumpkin ale, man. We did it, man. I've got about at least 30 of these left in my thing. In my mind, I'm like, I got at least fucking no, about 35. I should have at least 35, but I probably have about 30. I've given out one or two, I don't know, but yeah, man. Keag Haus in it, baby. We did it. Part 4, 2021, pumpkin ale. We fucking did it. And it's almost, it's like, if I want to critique it at all, any, in my mind, like, I know that this beer is catching up. All the other beers are catching up. So, like, I kind of, like, know that, like, although this carbonation isn't exactly up to par, it almost feels like it's like a nitro. That's my one and only starter for the night, which is miraculous. It's surprising I could say miraculous. So I should get out of here while I can. But this video is wrapping up soon. Yeah, but honestly though, like and I just had like some Tettnang hops at about 60 minutes, but this was like a 90-minute boil, so it was almost kind of like sort of right in the middle, but a little bit on the back end. You know, so it's like this bitterness that might linger into like flavor, and there's this hop Tettnang that's a spicy halibut. That's a big fat ounce of it. So yeah, you know, not anything crazy. This beer is to showcase all those grains, all those malts, all those spices. You know, everything I put into this. Everything I put into this. In 1272, I have got to say, 1272 on your first year of making a pumpkin ale with me, American Ale Yeast 1272, wow. Wow. I mean, it 1272 could be almost like a Scottish ale. Like a poor man's Scottish ale yeast. Not saying, just saying. Not saying, just saying. You know. But honestly, I might even use that for my Summer Wonderland. Whoa! You know, honestly, maybe get up to Nottingham, switch to 1272. 1272 is almost like Nottingham with like a little bit of class. Like just like on the nicer side of town. So I could go on all day, but I'll stop here. Yeah, there's nothing bad I can say about that. Man, wow. You know, it tastes like, man. You know, I made the old a Sedgwick video a while back, and I tell you what, I made old Sedgwick in the spirit of old Fezzywig, and I don't want to say anything, but this kind of skirts along the lines of like an old Fezzywig, and I almost kind of can't believe I made something like this. So, you know, I mean, you have the recipe also. I mean, you could watch my videos. You could pause it and you could see what I'm brewing with here. Man, this is so close. I've always loved that kind of style of like a brown ale meets like a spice beer or like a winter warmer, you know. That's kind of almost what it feels like here, you know. Yeah, cool beer. I'm kind of out, I guess. Like, I'm kind of out of things to talk about. Yeah. I guess some of that shit to talk about. Got the Jack Atlantic going. Been catching up on my Stephen King. About halfway through this motherfucker. If It Bleeds, I'm reading that story right now. Great story. It's kind of like a follow-up to the Outsider book that he wrote. It kind of follows along this path of this girl, but anyway, I'll stop all spoilers. Check that book out. Check out Stephen King. If you want to get into Stephen King, check out his short story stuff, but short stories. His short story stuff. There you go, sorry. Anyway, so I'm out of here. This is pretty good. 5.4%. I could drink a lot of this. This is like in the ballpark of like an old fuzzy wig. And so yeah, you know, on that note alone, I love Halloween, man, and let it rip, you know? Let it rip. We made a good pumpkin ale. Ah! Cheers, folks! Happy Halloween! Keag Haus.